So let's go over this guy real quick. Um, this one, barely even remember making this one. This was a long time ago. So the existing one that we're matching was done completely by hand. I think this was extrusion 1.5 inches by 3 or something, and we actually had to cut holes and slide the pipes up, and this was all completely fabricated by hand. So going off of what we had in these original sketches here and stuff, I went ahead and just based it off of this, but we're just going to do it a more modern way. So we're not going to be quote unquote matching existing exactly because it would just take too long to go back to Neanderthal to make it that way. So I went ahead and just based it off of this. So we have a top cabinet right here that'll have the LEDs in it, and we have a middle cabinet, and we have a small decorative can down at the bottom. You'll have your 1/2 inch aluminum scrolls and the 2 legs that they're attached to. So that's your parts list. So you'll have your top cabinet here. Mind the arrows. This is for the top. The top is a little different than the bottom because this lip has to stick up a little higher for the skin. You'll have this is towards the back. That's your top. That's your bottom. This is your opening for your LEDs. This is your top access. Your mid box is just a decorative box, and the bottom box will just be just a decorative rectangle. So you'll get 2 skins. Again, the top one here has the arrow because it's a little bit different than the bottom. These are universal, they'll go on either way. You have your corner jigs for your middle box, and then these 2 boxes are so skinny you'll just have solid jigs to the back, and then you'll have one top skin up top there. You'll have your 1/2 inch scrolls, and you'll have your Macrolon lens, and let's do a 1/2 inch Corian face. I'm not quite sure the color of that, so I'll have to just talk to whoever's in charge of that to see what the Corian face is. So you'll have 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, 1/8 inch, 66. Go ahead and do about half of the distance here. Do a 45 lop off there. That way, what that's going to do is set you up to allow power in. So you're going to go ahead and make your boxes, tack the middle box together. How you're going to do the top box is kind of up to you because you want to be able to weld somehow in here. You're not going to have much clearance, obviously. Once you put the top on, you're not going to have any room here. This is only a 1/2 inch between here and here. So in order to weld this top box to the posts, you're going to need to be able to access that. Now, the way this works is the top box will bottom out on top of the post. That's why you're going to clip this, because that's going to allow primary power in. So if you clip that off, you'll be able to run the wire, and it'll just rest right there. So you probably can get in with a welding gun in here if that's enough to weld this on. Or what I was thinking is you go ahead and put this jig in, do your bottom piece with the jig, leave the top off, get this all lined up with some flat bar. This is a 1/2 inch, so you put in a piece of flat bar there, and go ahead, and while you have access, you can burn this whole thing on the inside. Then you can put the top on with the jig. You're going to be welding from the outside anyway, so you'll be welding along here. So if you put the sides on and the bottom on, you have access to the here, you can do that possibly. So either way, but yeah, you'll be putting little spacers 1/2 inch in between, and then while you have the skins off here, you can get in here and weld the tubing, to that post there. And then this guy is going to be purely decorative, so you probably just make him up completely, and then you'll just be welding from the bottom here. There's no way to get in there. There's really no way to weld inside of this. So you might as well just make this thing up complete, slide it up, put it a 1/2 inch away, and get it ready, and then just burn it from the bottom. Nobody will see that really, but there's really no way to get there. And again, from here, you can weld on the inside of this box before you seal it up. It's just, again, however you decide you want to get this welded on to the tube, but you really want to be able to access inside here. So again, how you approach this box is up to you. Like I said, I would suggest possibly just putting the jigs in on the bottom piece, and then you can tack the jigs in that way and get it all ready, and then cram the top piece on once you get it all welded on. So it's less than ideal as always. And then once you have this all set up and this is all welded, then maybe put this on your table with this hanging off. and then split the difference here and get this half-inch thing centered in between the posts. That's a half-inch flat bar or something. Get it centered, and then you're just going to burn it real good here. Put some beads there. Burn it all real good on both sides. It says here 42 inches, height to be determined. Okay, so but I kind of just went with that, and then 24 in the ground. So that gets you your 66 here. So they can cut off more or less. So running power, all that. So power is going to be coming in. I would talk to install, see how they want to run the power up, if they're just going to go from the bottom, or if they'll do their own little hole, or if they want you to like slice a hole here for conduit to go up. That's on them. And also, so I'm going to leave it up to you to figure out how to light it. I'm thinking a keystone will fit in here. Great. Whether or not you put a switch, if you're going to UL it, then the switch needs to be completely housed in a way that no water can enter. So we're already off to a bad start there. So being that this is La Quinta Resort and it's internal, we probably don't need to have it UL'd, but you're still going to want to make sure that this is bonded and grounded properly. So what you want to do is probably do a couple of 5/32 here before you do anything else, before you put this together. While you have access to this, go ahead and drill a couple holes in it, so that way you have access from the side. You'll be able to get to this area here. See, this will be open from the top, and you can get to this area. So if you put a couple of 5/32, then you can shoot green screws in here with your green leash for your bonding and your grounding. So I'm not sure if keystones have a green wire, so you might need two. So anyway, so do that before you slide those in, so you can drill. If you can have it, that way you can have access. Because once you get this together, you're not going to have a whole lot of access. So, but yeah, maybe attaching the green wires to that. If you want to switch, otherwise talk to install. Probably the breaker could act as the switch. If they need a switch in there, you're gonna have to make a little holder in there and stuff, or you can talk with them about it. But otherwise, having water excluded out of this is going to be really tough. So, and then I have a lens here for your LEDs. If you want, just go ahead and put some diffuser on it. If you need a lens, it'll probably be best. And I was thinking just double stick tape it or silicone it in. I got about a 3/8 spacing there because of the welds you'll have and stuff. So there's that. And then also LEDs. So I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm thinking just do like a simple 040 white on white tray, and then depending on if you decide to go with 12 volt or 24 volt LEDs, you can just stick them there, and maybe some sort of a strip light, or just cram in real close to each other lights together, and then deciding on that, you can choose which keystone to use, 12 volt or 24 volt, whichever you decided to use. So, but that's going to live up top here. So, and you'll have your removable skin from the top. So I'll let you guys figure that out. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. But if you have any questions, hit me up.